The Spud Goodman Show.
Greetings! Are you ready to get down and party? Yeah? I'll forget about watching the Spud Goodman Show then and head down to the nearest Arthur Murray studio. But, on the other hand, if you're burned out and collapsed on the couch, waiting to kill time, then you've hit pay dirt. On tonight's program, Spud has a meeting of the minds with MTV's Kennedy, hangs with comedian Paul Mooney, and brings you the retro sounds of the Ronnie Cooper Experience. But right now, let's eavesdrop on another session with Spud and his therapist. Catch y'all later.
Spud, I've asked my colleague Dr. Ryan to sit in with us again. She found you so fascinating at your last session. I hope you don't mind me being here, Spud.
I guess not. Just don't interrupt me when I get on a roll, okay? When my deep-seated problems start rolling out, I don't like to involve myself in, incidental conversation.
Let's talk about something my mom and me discussed last night. Men and their inability to grow up, become decent husbands. Are you happily married, Spud?
No, not right now. I am, as they say, a free agent.
What he means is he is a lonely, depressed man who repulses women. My next-door neighbor is just like you. He used to work at the post office. Now he just sits at home and looks pensive.
Who said I repulse women? I mean, don't go comparing me to some homicidal postal worker. Sure, okay, fine. Yeah, I have problems with women, but I'd like to have a wife and kids someday, do the Beaver Cleaver thing.
My mom says men like you want a mother, not a wife. This seems to be a common problem in men.
Listen, I'm not looking for a mother. So what's wrong with valuing someone who can make me feel special and make killer chocolate chip cookies and my bed? And oh yeah, take care of me if I get a cold or something. That's not too much to ask.
And what are you willing to give in return? Marriage is a partnership, Spud. That's right.
I know that. Hey, my third wife and I went to counseling. I've heard all about this give and take 50-50 kind of stuff. I'm not stupid, you know.
Learning disabled is the clinical term. My hope is that men someday will evolve into thinking, caring beings. We can hope, I guess.
You know, I was walking by, and I heard Jeff Larson on the phone talking to the network. And I swear I heard him mention something about a co-host.
Oh, wait till Spud hears about this. He'll flip out for sure. Jerry can hardly wait. He enjoys watching the dark side of the human condition.
And I heard him mention a woman, a young woman. Something about the viewers not wanting to see any female older than 28 on TV. I think I heard Over the Hill, and he kept referring to the women on Friends.
I've never seen Friends, but Jerry here is quite fond of that, I think her name is Jennifer Aniston. Jerry still has that Rolling Stone magazine cover of her naked butt on his bedroom wall.
I myself prefer women a little older. You ever wondered why in the movies guys like Robert Redford and Warren Beatty and Jack Nicholson are with women who are young enough to be their daughters?
Now that you mention it, I think you're right. Jerry and I were watching a Robert De Niro movie last night, and he was porking Uma Thurman. What is she, 25, 26? It did seem a little strange.
Has anyone seen my mascara? I left it in the green room and someone took it.
Hey, Samuel, have you heard anything about the network getting a female co-host for Spud?
A co-host? Are they auditioning? How come no one told me?
I think you're too old. They want a fresh young babe, someone who's in touch with today's youth.
Yeah, no offense, Sam, but you are a few years past your prime.
Well, I take offense at that. I still look fabulous and I'm many.
Well, the name I heard Jeff Larson use was Daisy Fuentes, that model slash VJ on MTV.
Jerry here would like to make a comment. Daisy Fuentes is a goddess. I think we should all support the producer in his efforts to improve the show. It's the right thing to do.
Well, what the hell does she have that I don't have?
This is the Spud Goodman Show.
And many happy fish.
Kennedy, that debut grande dame of MTV, graciously granted Spud a few moments of her time. Now, you may notice we attempted to blur a naughty word written in the background. This is done to protect you and ensure your V-chip won't go berserk. And oh yeah, Accordion Joe also tagged along. I heard he has a major thing for her. Go figure.
All right, Spud Goodman speaking with Kennedy. Okay, super. Now, Kennedy, let's talk right off the bat about the attraction for John McLaughlin. When did you first realize this?
Well, I realized it when my breasts began to bud when I was about 18 years old. And, a little late. And I realized that John McLaughlin embodied sex. He is sex. He knows about sex. I wanted to know about sex. I sought out John McLaughlin, and, you know, I used a radio career and a job as an MTV VJ to do that.
All right, super. Now let's talk a little bit about your allegiance to the Republican Party. A lot of kids are a little curious about it. Do you get much hassle from your proletariat comrades about those heathen capitalists? What do you think?
Proletariat. The worker.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Do you get much flack from your comrade friends in the media of being a Republican?
Oh, you know, yeah, here and there, because all the liberals think they're right, but it's the conservatives who are right. I mean, literally, on the spectrum. That's why it's the right wing.
Is there any truth to the rumor that you have permanently branded your allegiance to the party on a piece of your anatomy?
Yes. I have a picture of Ronald Reagan on my ES.
Super. A lot of people wanted to know, what does an MTV VJ do to fill his or her day? Because got to take about a half hour to fill those to shoot those spots. So what do you do the rest of the day?
I don't know. Play chess, screw. Okay. I'm just kidding.
What else is there?
That's a line from Blazing Saddles, actually. Well, let's play chess.
No doubt about it. This is the type of woman that would swig tequila at PTA meetings. Does a Kennedy have any real political aspirations? Do you see yourself maybe like hosting a public affairs program someday?
Wrong!
Fungus or no fungus, I don't care what Newt Gingrich says. This is one badass I would gladly share a foxhole with. Hey, does my cousin, Mark Goodman...
You know, let me tell you something about Mark Goodman. I used to work at a radio station with Mark Goodman, and that rat bastard would never pull my freaking songs before my shift, okay?
I am such an I should never have asked that question. Your most memorable moment as a human to this point?
Looking into Dan Quayle's eyes and saying, "Yes, Dan, I
Are you a fan of classic rock? Me? If I hear Stairway to Heaven one more time, I'm gonna hurt someone. But hey, sometimes you gotta give the people what they want. Here they are, the Ronnie Cooper Experience.
You know, every time you need someone to make that piano, we take you in the Bentley by our number one wingman, Mr. Purple haze in my brain. Lately things, they don't seem the same. I'm acting funny and I don't know why. Dig it while I kiss this guy. Purple haze, man, it's all around. I don't know if I'm up or I'm down. This girl is lucky in a mini-series. Whatever it is, that chick put a spell on me. Yeah! Now dig this, baby. You don't care for me, hey, I don't care about that. I got a new fool, I like it like that. I have no bitchin' desire. Let me stand next to your Let me stand next to your fire. Yeah, let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me stand. Oh, let me stand next to Foxy lady. You're a cute little heartbreaker. Ha ha, Foxy. You're a sweet little heartbreaker. breaker. Foxy swinging, gonna take you home, yeah. I won't do you any harm, no, no. You gotta be all mine, all mine. Foxy lady! Hey, why can college and solitary businessman walking down the street pointing his plastic finger at me? Go ahead, Mr. Businessman, you can't dress like me. Play on, drummer. Right on, brother. Do. Yeah. One more. Dig it. You jumped in front of my car like no other time. 90 miles an hour, girls, the speed I drive. You say it's alright, you don't mind a little pain. You say you just want to take me for a ride. You're just like crosstown traffic, so how to get to you? Crosstown traffic, I don't want to run over you. Crosstown traffic, all you do is slow me down when I'm trying to get on the other side of town. You're just like, you know, fellas, take it from Ronnie Cooper. I've been in that crosstown traffic before, you know, you're all revved up, you got your engines ready to go, and you got it coming both ways sideways, you know what I mean? But they leave you in a haze, they leave you in a mystical haze, kind of a purple haze, a purple haze. Dig it.
This is the Spud Goodman Show.
I'm still not over my surprise.
I would like to come to some sort of understanding here. Have I made myself clear?
I guess so.
Well, well, well. Who died and made you the grand poobah of the universe?
As long as I am the producer of this program, I will not have you people harassing the guests. I mean, demanding autographs is one thing, but stealing their undergarments out of the dressing room, that's totally unacceptable.
I don't think Tiny Tim minded. He says he changes every hour on the hour around the clock.
If you're referring to Mimi Rogers, I found her panties in the trash can. I didn't steal anything, for God's sake.
Just what do you intend to do with the underwear of the celebrities? I mean, you can't possibly plan on selling them.
I would never sell my collection, never, ever. I framed Sean Kemp's jock. He gave it to me personally.
So I sell a few pairs of undies. Big deal. It's not a felony. These big stars never miss them. They can't even keep track of all their underwear.
I've been offered $250 for Gary Coleman's white cotton briefs, but no way am I going to sell.
$250 and you didn't take it? No wonder I divorced you. This woman is legally insane.
There will be no more of this. Do you understand me? I want our guests to be able to appear on our show and not have to worry whether their private items end up in some sick celebrity underwear auction.
Listen, can I get an extension? I'm taking a new batch of drawers to the swap meet this Sunday. I know I can get $100 a pop for the boxer shorts of the presidents of the United States of America. I've got a pair from each band member.
I'm warning you both. No more of this or I'm gonna have to contact the police.
That would make a wonderful episode on that TV show, Cops. I've always wanted to be on that show. My neighbor's son was on. He was a burglar and now he's got his own agent.
Man, I'd kill to be on Cops. Well, not exactly kill, but it would be great exposure.
I continue to be amazed at you Goodmans. Do either one of you possess any shame? Just remember what I said.
He's hard, highly respected, and one of the hippest comics in the business today. So why is he hanging out with Spud? Say hello to Paul Mooney.
Okay, Mr. Mooney, I'm a huge fan of yours. I got to tell you that off the top. You are fearless, a gladiator of comedy. Is there anything that intimidates you on stage? Like, have you ever worked a Puyallup Fair?
No.
Okay. What intimidates you on stage? Anything?
An empty house.
Hey, why do I feel this guy sees me as Richie Cunningham light? Hey, I do own an Ice Cube CD, you know. How the hell did you get into this business as a career?
Well, it's not by accident. I think the good comedians are born. That's what I think. I think you can learn the technique, and you can learn to fake it, and you can learn to fool people, but I think the real good ones are born. I think it's a gift from God. I think it's innate. I think it's inside. I think it's something that'll come out whether, you plan it or not.
Okay, so
I see comics all the time. You're one.
if he hung out with me for a few days, he'd know I'm down. Maybe I should invite him over to the apartment while he's in town. Make note, though. Better take down autographed poster of Richard Simmons.
Is it me, or is there a federal law at this point mandating that all Caucasian stand-up comics get their own network series and book deal? What do you think?
It's mandatory.
Okay.
It's with birth. You're smart. Yeah, it's their birthright. It's their birthright. You're born, you're white, you live in America, you get a TV show.
All right.
And while I'm at it, maybe I better put away the stuffed animals, too.
Okay, Paul, for the young kids, the 15-year-olds that are, say, watch the Improv on cable and other stand-up comedy shows, what do they have to do if they say, hey, I'm funny, I can get in that business besides buying a lot of ugly sweaters?
And stand up in front of a brick wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, say the Improv. I always thought that they were going to be taken out and shot with that backdrop. That was always very scary to me. I guess that's why I'm not, Improv is good. I have a lot of friends that work it, so it's cool. But
I've heard it's in your contract you will never work in front of a brick wall. Is that accurate?
Almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, super.
I wonder if he'd be cool about the Malibu Barbies, though.
All right, Paul, gotta ask you your most memorable moment on stage, and remember this is not cable, this is it's prime time, too.
Okay, being here with you. No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
But no, working with Eddie Murphy on the Raw tour, Whoopi Goldberg just came on the scene. I was making reference to her, saying that she looked like a fugitive from a pancake box. And I was making this reference, and I saw a shadow coming on stage, and I looked up, it was Whoopi. And so Whoopi grabbed the mic and started making jokes, and and she just had a great sense of humor, and the rest is history. I like her a lot, and I think that she's a top drawer. No, I think she's a great woman, a great lady.
Talented woman.
Yeah, talented, and I appreciated it because most people, when they're famous, don't have a sense of humor because they believe their own reviews and they take themselves seriously. That's why I like you, because you have on your glasses, and I want to put my glasses on because I don't want to feel left out or maybe that you're
I like those, by the way. I like those a lot.
This is great, and so I'm out of here, Spud. I'm gonna go.
All right, well, thank you much,
I got a dog named Spud. I got to tell him that when I see him.
All right.
Okay,
super.
all right, okay.
This is the Spud Goodman Show.
That should be fun. I think I'll try that.
Spud, I just met somebody I want you to meet.
Mother, don't tell me you're trying to pick up men through America Online again.
No, I met Lance on Prodigy. He's a taxidermist.
Maybe he can stuff Gigi, your poodle.
Why would I have Gigi stuffed? She's only 3 years old. Anyway, I told Lance all about you. He's never heard of your show, but he is willing to come on and discuss the future of taxidermy in the next century.
Mother, I don't think a taxidermist would make such a great guest, okay?
Lance is quite a guy. He is a champion fungus collector. That man is fascinating.
Bring him by sometime. I'll sign a picture or something. But right now, I gotta head down to the airport to pick up a friend, okay?
Oh, really? You always tell me you're too busy to pick up your mother at the airport.
Mother, I have a very brief window in my busy schedule, okay? But anyway, why must you resort to trolling for horny men in cyberspace anyway?
I am a social animal. These chat rooms are the greatest thing since the swinger clubs were popular in the 70s.
Mother, do not tell me that you and Dad were swingers. That's something a kid just doesn't need to know. I can accept that you two, had sex quarterly maybe, but geez, you hung out with wife swappers from the suburbs? Ugh.
You're such a prude. So, when can I introduce you to Lance? He lives in Denton, Texas, but he said he can get on a bus and be here in 5 days.
Why don't you tell Lance that I can never, ever accept a stepfather who embalms squirrels and marlin? No offense, but even I have my standards.
I will tell him nothing of the kind. I'm going to log on right now and tell him how excited you are to meet him. He is such a sweet man.
Yeah. A really horny man who stuffs raccoons. Mom, this guy has ulterior motives. He probably just wants to get you in the sack so he can perform illicit animal experiments.
A gal can only hope. I'll let Lance know that you send him your very best.
Spud should realize mothers have needs too. He's got to loosen up a little, don't you think? Well, until next time. Ciao. Once again, the Ronnie Cooper Experience.
You know what you think is just marvelous that Mr. Ned Zeppelin is back doing his thing again? We put put together a little medley of Deb songs. Hope you dig it, baby. Hey there, fellas, have you heard the news? Ronnie Cooper's back in town. Won't take long, just watch and see. I'm the hippest cat around. With the purple umbrella and a fish stain hand. I live and lovin' in Hawaii, riding around town in old Amos's Cadillac. Livin' lovin' in Hawaii. Come on, baby, be aroused about. Right on, Mary, go down. We all know what your name is, so you better lay your money down. Hey, alimony, alimony, paying all of your bills, living, loving in Hawaii. Connie Stevens shows up, you're not back in jail, digging and a moving, baby, in Hawaii.